What's going on, marvelous people, and welcome to yet another nutrition video. And in this one, I'm going to show y'all how to do organic extra firm tofu. Tofu is a vegan recipe for those of y'all that are looking to, go a little more healthier. Tempeh and tofu essentially are going to be cooked the same way. The only difference with tofu is when you buy extra firm, which is what I usually always get when I cook tofu. The first thing you have to do before you do anything, you have to actually take and drain all the water out, because tofu is sort of like a sponge in a sense. It absorbs all that water, and that's how it's packaged up. And then before I go ahead and open this up and start draining the water out of it, here's the seasonings I'm going to be using. I got lemon pepper, dash garlic and herb, and garlic powder among my favorites. But behind the seasonings, you see some teriyaki sauce over here and then some soy sauce. And then over here I got peppers, which I'm going to be using to essentially saute the tofu. So now the tofu's out of the pack, first thing you're going to do is to drain this out. You're going to want to grab a pan or something heavy that you can set on top of the tofu. For me, I got my cast iron frying pan, which is also what I'm going to be using to saute those peppers that you saw earlier in the video. So I'm going to go ahead and just take and place this cast iron pan on top, and then I'm going to go ahead and kind of lightly squeeze it. The water will start draining out of the tofu. It'll start coming out of the spores, if you will. And you want to leave this sitting here for probably about a good, I'll say 10 to 15 minutes. And that's about what your tofu should look like. I know it's a little smushed, but you can also see the water that drained out of it. Now that the tofu has most of the water drained out of it, I'm going to go ahead and start cutting it up. Now, just like with the tempeh, you got two options. You can either just cut it long ways and maybe just kind of use them as strips, or you can do what I'm going to go ahead and do and cut them up into cubes. Then the next thing I'm going to do is go ahead and I'm going to put all this in a container here. Preferably your sauces go first. So I'm going to start with these teriyaki packets. Then I'm going to go ahead and put the soy sauces in there. Top on this. And then I'll just be shaking everything up. Now I'm going to go ahead and add these three seasonings. I'm gonna go ahead and add lemon pepper, and I'll add some garlic powder, and then the dash garlic and herb seasoning. It's really up to you how much you want to use. What I put in the recipe instructions is more just sort of a baseline. Then after that, go ahead and shake it up once more to get the rest of the seasonings to, kind of coat in with everything else. And that's what you'll have. And as you can see here, I've already got my saute pan out, and it's already been heated up. I used about medium-high heat here, and already got my olive oil in there. So now, the only thing that's next is to go ahead and add the tofu in it. And then once it's in there, just kind of spread it around a little bit. Now, if you still get pieces that are stuck together, usually what that means is during the draining process, when you had to drain all the water out of it, it's okay if not all the water gets drained out. But that's simply what that means. There's still some water in here that's, holding this together a little bit. I'll say tofu should probably take about maybe, anywhere from, I'll say 7 to 10 minutes. About the same as the tempeh recipe. So after about that amount of time, we'll go ahead and come back. Before I let you go though, make sure you go ahead and take that. Either use this method right here, pick up the pan and just kind of move it around a little bit. Or you can grab you a spatula and make sure you turn the pieces, because just like with the tempeh recipe, the tofu is going to turn brown on certain sides, so you're going to want to make sure that you turn it so that most of the sides, if not all, most of the sides get a chance to darken up a little bit. And tofu is just about finished, and if you did it right, it should look something like that. I mean, if you looked at it, you'd probably think it was something like chicken or something or another. And I'm gonna go ahead and actually, since I already made my sauteed peppers and onions, I'm gonna just go ahead and mix the tofu in with that, and that's it. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed this video, and should you decide to give this a try, hopefully it tastes just as good to you as it does to me. Thank you.